Hello everybody and welcome back to Create Aeronautics. In the previous episode, we built a sort of future tech inspired helicopter with two rotors, designed of course to look a little bit like a Dragonfly. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking it for its first true test flight. Because today I'm going to be looking for a brand new location to get set up in the world. I have a few criteria for what I want for this new area. Basically, it needs to be very wide open and flat, so we have plenty of room to make vehicles and fly and not run into a mountain every 13 seconds. It needs to be a fairly unique looking location. I'd like it to be by a river. And of course I want everything around it to look scenic as well. So I would like some mountains nearby, but probably off in the distance, sort of like how we have here with a lot of these sort of ice sheets and mountains and stuff around us. So if you're excited to test out the Dragonfly, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton and lets me know that you guys are interested in these videos. I'm recording this after the first episode released, and I just wanted to say thank you for the support on the first episode. These videos really take a lot out of me, so it's definitely nice to see these videos do well in the algorithm and see that you guys are enjoying them as well. Also, I just wanted to mention really quickly that I did get a brand new skin. It's sort of space suit design, sort of future tech inspired. It's almost like NASA punk, I would say. It is very cool, and it's definitely going to be nice because we are going to be flying. So I guess it's kind of a flight suit as well. Just a few more maintenance things. I do need to clean up my inventory here pretty soon, but I did add the cosmetic armor mod, which basically lets us toggle our armor on and off. And I also decided to add the Curios mod. This just lets me put my backpack in its own slot as well as my crafting table on a stick. I think I could put my engineer's goggles up here as well. However, I have the aviator's goggles from the Aeronautics mod, so they actually don't fit inside of this slot, sadly. So in between episodes, I have been working on sort of updating the Dragonfly and making it a little more survival friendly. One of the first things that I did was add this sort of, I'm not even sure what it would be called, sort of an anchor. Basically, while we're flying, we can let this thing loose. It's here, I think it's on this side. We can lower it all the way down to the ground while we're riding on it. And we can actually just sort of explore around, and then we can, on the other side, we have another crank we can get back up. This will be a lot easier than landing it every single time, because let me tell you, I really struggle with landing this thing for some reason. I'm completely surprised that it's upright right now, honestly. I've also added a few rope connectors and winches. This won't stay here while it's, like, if I ever need it. I'll just remove the winch, and that should definitely help us with unsticking this thing. I've added a few more around as well. I've added some handles. Here's another rope connector there. We could also use it to pick up other objects as well, which will be pretty cool. But I think the biggest changes are going to be in the interior. So this looks completely different than it did before. You'll notice that there's a little bit more room in this area here. Let me shut that door. So I've added a seat here, and that's mostly because sometimes when this thing's at a weird angle, it's actually hard to get through this door. Even though it's a 2x2, it's still pretty tough. But we can just hop in the seat and then hopefully get over up here. And if we're ever stuck through this door, we can hop to this seat and then into the driver's seat. Through this back door here, you can actually access the steam engine and all of the components that are in the back here. It's just a little bit more convenient than having to go through this door over here. I've also reduced any unnecessary blocks back here to reduce the weight, so it should be a little less back heavy now. And going back to the front of the ship here, you'll notice that this has definitely changed a lot. There used to be two seats here, sort of driver, passenger, but I kind of decided that I wanted only one, and then we have some almost side benches. This one over here is actually a bed so that we can sleep here. And I've also added, this is really cool, I've added a few gauges here and there that kind of show different values of the entire system. So this one over here, the red one on the left side that currently says 15, that is our brakes for the rotors. So currently the rotors are incapable of spinning. If it's ever reduced, I think below like 3 or 4 maybe, the ship will actually take off of the ground. Up here on the top left, this is, I think, probably the coolest thing. This is actually our fuel level. I'm using a threshold switch attached to our fluid tank that's holding our lava for fuel. And then I just have a, I can't remember, display link on this. So it's reading the data from the threshold switch. And display links are pretty cool because they can actually send data to either a display, or they can send them directly to Nixie tubes, which is really, really cool. Now, sadly, it can't read it from the backpack as far as I can tell. So we'll be at 100% fuel capacity until the gold backpack runs out of fuel. But I think that's pretty fine. By the way, I did also upgrade this backpack into a gold backpack and added a second tank upgrade. That way we have, I think it's 72 buckets worth of lava here as well, which will definitely be very nice. It basically doubles our fuel capacity. I've also removed the system clutch that was right here. Well, it's technically still there, but you don't control it from here. You actually control it from the dash right here. So that'll actually turn it on and off and let the rotor spin, the tail move around and stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. This button technically doesn't work anymore. I had it attached to the battery that was here, but I really couldn't get the battery to consistently work. I don't know if it's a bug or if I'm using it incorrectly, but it just will not keep a charge. So unfortunately, I can't really use it right now. So I just have a coal generator here, and you just give this either coal or lava, and that will actually start the system up. Also over here, we have an additional seat, as well as our crafting table, furnace, and some extra storage. Not a whole lot else has changed. Oh, there is also a hatch up here now. I found that sometimes when it tips over, I can't get out of the door, and I was often just breaking through the glass, so I just added a hatch at the top. Hopefully that can help us if we ever crash land again. Oh, right, and I almost forgot to talk about the altitude sensor as well as the velocity sensor. I think we already had these in the ship, but now they're attached to these Nixie tubes so we can see basically their values. Now, one kind of weird thing is the velocity sensor for some reason just does not want to work with the Nixie tubes. I've tried turning it around. I've tried basically every direction, but it just will not output to the Nixie tube. So for now, it's just going to be blank here, but this would show us how fast we're going. So we're just about ready to take off. However, I want to get a few things prepared first. I think we're probably going to need a lot more food as well. And I've actually been making these chicken sandwiches, which are actually pretty easy to make, and they're really, really good. So basically every ingredient here can actually be sliced at the cutting board. So like the bread, the chicken even, I think you get 6 slices of bread from just a single bread, which is really crazy. You get a little bit of, I think double your amount of cabbage. Sadly, there's no sliced carrots. Otherwise, this would be a really, really easy food source to make. Oh, right. And I completely forgot. I made a custom data pack so that you can actually, let's see here. You can slice the bread at the, is it the other way around? Oh, that's so weird. So I added a custom data pack where you can slice bread. I don't know why it's not working now. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Okay. So this isn't how it worked a little bit ago, but I did just update Farmer's Delight to the newest version, so maybe that changed it. Ah, okay. So in the new version, you actually put the entire stack down, and then you just use the knife on it. Oh, okay. All right, so I've been working on a few preparations here, and I think I'm honestly just ready to go. So I'm gonna get my tank down here, set that back to output, and I think we were already all full up, which is really nice. So I'm gonna get this thing started. Let's see. All right, so to start this thing, we just need to feed the engine some lava. And let's see, this should be at, nope, not there. should be at 32 to start, maybe. We'll get it up to 144. All right. The system brake is on completely, so we should be fine to flip the lever. Was that the right way? Actually, I think it's the opposite direction. I think it might have already been on. All right. Yep, here we go. It is raining. I can't see the particles, but it looks like we're going up. So I should probably choose a direction that I want to go in. I've already explored this way a little bit. I might want to go... let's go east, I think. So my plan is to basically go out about 10,000 blocks or so. Hopefully we should be fine. It's going to make the world pretty large, but honestly, it's not that bad. It looks like we're going to run into a lot of ocean this way, though. And this looks so cool. We're keeping pretty steady now as well, which is quite nice. There's something out in the water here that I'm kind of curious about. This might be oil. I'm not entirely sure. It might be a portal. Let's see if I can get closer. Oh, it's a ship. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to get lower down. I'm gonna watch my system clutch here. I think we can hover at 3. Let's see. Okay, let's try 4. We're going down kind of slowly. All right, but this should be... uh-oh, don't go. This should be fine enough to test out the new lowering system here. So what we do is we hop down here, we hop on the seat, and I think it's going to be... Nope, not that one, this one. And this will actually let us lower down. I don't actually know the max length of a rope. That might be something we need to test sometime. Oh yeah, I'm so much further up than I thought I was. Alright, I think I'm at the max length of the rope, but it should be fine. Let me make sure I have night vision on. This is just for the video. Oh, I'm getting shot at. So yeah, now we can get back there and we don't have to worry about flying all the way up, because with this current jetpack, we actually can't get all the way up there, so... Oh, they have a rope as well. This is definitely a pirate ship. Oh, I'm getting shot at. They're shooting me. Oh, jeez. Okay. These guys seem pretty dangerous. Oh, he's gonna aim straight up at me. Oh yeah, those cannons break blocks. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I think I probably shouldn't engage with the locals too much. They, don't seem very friendly and they're very dangerous. I'm definitely thinking that I need a, backup jetpack, just in case that happens again, but we'll have to deal with that later on. You know what, just for that, I'm taking all their cookies. Break their jar, there we go. Okay, I managed to recover my items. Yeah, those guys are dangerous. I'm going to not do that anymore. If I see any pirate ships, I will definitely be avoiding them. So yeah, to get back up, we can just go like this. And it should be pretty easy. Nice. One thing about this system, though, that I'm realizing is that it is going to take a lot of food to get up and down. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. Oh, dang it. And then I fell. Oh, man. Alright, I'm back in. Whoops. Let's get out of this dump. And keep moving on eastwards, I think. Yeah, so far in this direction, it's mostly just ocean and a few islands scattered around. Not a whole lot of actual big areas. There's some snowy mountains off in that direction. There was a pretty big island right there. This is a pretty cool island, but it's definitely way too hilly for my tastes. Alright, there's a sunken ship here that I wanted to check out. I was also curious if I could try to land here. We're doing it. Nice, not too bad. We did land in a little bit of a sinkhole over on the right side there, but it looks like we've balanced out of it. Alright, let's see if there's anything good in here. Oh, moss. We actually haven't found moss yet. Ooh, rice. Can that be turned into, like, seeds? Or, I guess I'm not entirely sure how this works. I guess probably not, unfortunately. And I think there was just the one chest. Actually, let me try. Yep, just one chest. Alright, so taking a look at what we've discovered so far in this direction. Yeah, definitely not a lot so far. A few islands and just a ton of ocean. This is where our base is located. Yeah, not a whole lot out in this direction. We've traveled about 7,000 blocks. I'm going to try to go the full 10,000. Hopefully we can find something decent out here. If not, I think up to the north, there's definitely a lot of interesting prospects up here. It is pretty mountainy and pretty hilly, but we might be able to find some flatlands up there. This area is pretty big and flat. I would have to clear out all of these trees, but it doesn't look too bad. There's also a dark oak forest here. I definitely need to grab some saplings. Unfortunately, though, yeah, this is just another island. Not the biggest area. Alright, and we just hit 10,000 blocks traveled. Let's take a look and see what we actually found. So, yeah, we were here last time we checked the map. All we've really found is more ocean, sadly. A little more of these frozen ocean parts as well. In total, we've used about 9 buckets of lava, it looks like. Really not too bad, honestly. But I think it's about time to head back and go in the opposite direction. Oh, I didn't even see on that island that we were at just a little bit ago, there's actually a little villager. Oh, it's also nighttime and there's a million mobs here. I might sleep here. Oh, they have tomatoes. Nice, I've been looking for these. Definitely will collect some of these. Won't steal them all, though. I can also, though, take these guys. Let's see. Is it just... Here we go. I can actually pick these guys up because we have the Easy Villagers mod. And I'll take some of their books as well. Alright, not too bad of a haul from the village. We got 4 villagers here. Oh, actually 5 with the baby included. And a saddle, which is not too bad. Alright, so we're just about back at the base, and I do think I want to stop and just refill on my fuel. We really haven't been using that much, which is really nice actually, but I definitely want to make sure I'm as topped off as possible, just in case things go wrong or whatever. Or if I need to stay in one location for a while. Hey, not too bad of a landing. And while I'm here, my jetpack is getting pretty low as well, so I might as well refuel that as well. Alright, let's get back on the road again. And this time we're just gonna keep going westwards, I think. I think this direction's mostly gonna be like ice sheets and stuff. Maybe some mountains as well. A little bit of it is loaded in already. Oh, cool. There's like a little mushroom island in between the ice sheets. That's kind of a weird place to spawn, but it looks pretty cool. Alright, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to make it over this mountain. The air pressure's already at 50%, it looks like. Yeah, 56. Which means that it's going to be a lot harder for us to fly in this area. But we could definitely give it a try. We'll just have to take it slow, maybe. Yeah, I'm not increasing in height at all here. I could try to increase our rotation speed. Oh no, I overstressed it. Oh, that's not good. Oh man. Uh-oh, we're going down, I think. Gotta shut it down. Whew. Well, that's not good. Alright, I got it back right side up. I just need to flip that wing back over. So basically what I did, let's see if I can get out here. I added these hatches on the front of each of these propellers. That way I can just easily access the ability to flip them back over. So I think it was the right side that I flipped. So taking a look at the map here, it looks like we're gonna have to figure out a way to go around. I think sort of in that direction might be the easier direction. Oh, there's a village right here. All right, I grabbed a few more villagers here. It was definitely a lot more than the other village, that's for sure. And don't mind the landing, by the way. I might have landed on a tree on accident. Oh, this area looks pretty cool. Got a cherry grove up top. Pretty flat lands out here as well. Bit of a spruce forest down there. It's pretty close to the water. As far as I can tell, it's not too hilly either. We could also flatten it out. Okay, this is a pretty good candidate. Alright, so we've hit 10,000 blocks west. Let's see what all we've sort of discovered. So we ended up in an ocean again, which is pretty nice. I like that Tectonic adds like these large oceans. I'm a huge fan of pretty big oceans. We found some little islands here. A lot of ice sheets. This area basically is just all mountains. We did find a pretty good area here. It's a little bit hilly, but there's a few locations that are higher up that we could flatten out. So that is definitely a potential candidate if we don't find anything any better. In total, we can see this is how far we've explored. I'm definitely going to have to trim all of the chunks pretty soon. The area that we've gone to has gotten pretty big so far. So I think what I want to do now is actually kind of loop down and back, try to discover this side of the mountains here, and maybe there's some cool terrain that we can find there as well. Alright, and we are back at spawn once again just to refuel the backpack. Again, we really haven't used that much fuel, but it's definitely better to be safe than sorry, that's for sure. So I didn't really discover that much about this area. This mountain is absolutely massive though. Most of it is above Y level 200. So it's going to be probably like the worst area to build in, especially if we're going to be flying around a lot. Because at least with my Dragonfly, it can't go above like Y level 200. So it's definitely going to be, yeah, kind of a tricky area right here. And yeah, again, it's mostly just islands and ocean out here. Not a whole lot to talk about, but I do think I want to head south next. Yeah, I think south should be pretty good. My prediction is it's going to be mostly islands and maybe some ice sheets as well, but we might find a big continent like we did up here and over here, so, you know, fingers crossed. Actually, Distant Horizons has actually loaded in quite a bit of this area already, and it looks like there's more land over here than I actually thought there was. I've seen this little island before. It's kind of a swampy one. I definitely don't really like it. But I haven't seen this island before. I might need to take a break from doing this pretty soon because my CPU is kind of screaming at me. I keep pausing mid-air, and I'm at about 100 degrees Celsius on my CPU. So, yeah, it's getting a little stuttery. So far, it's pretty similar to the west, where it's mostly just icy plains and spruce forests and some mountains here and there. Not a whole lot of livable area from what I can tell so far, but I do see a little more out further past this little mountain. Hopefully that's something good. Oh, this area is pretty big and wide open. There are spruce trees spawning in here. Distant Horizons just isn't rendering that. But obviously we can just chop down all of the trees as well. Oh, this area is so cool actually. Oh, this part is actually all plains as well. Interesting. There is a village here as well, but we can deal with that later as well. I might make a quick stop here at this village just to let my CPU cool down a bit. Maybe discover some more villagers. Okay, so I've kind of spent a little more time exploring this area near here, and I definitely think this is my #1 candidate so far. This area is giving me so much inspiration. There's plenty of rivers, it connects to the ocean. There's like a big lake here. I definitely could see like a massive like dock with like some oil tankers and stuff, and like sort of like a area for like a city, like a colony to be set up on this planet. Yeah, this is definitely our #1 area here, I think. But I do need to keep continuing south, I think I was heading. So we still have 5,000 more blocks to go in this direction. It looks mostly ocean though. And by the way, while I'm sort of just traveling in a straight line here, I kind of wanted to talk about the story and the lore behind this world. I've kind of been workshopping it a little bit, but I haven't like fully established it. So the reason that we have sort of these like futuristic looking like vehicles like the mining machine and the Dragonfly is that I'm actually from an alien planet. I'm not technically an alien, but I am from like a civilization that has been exploring space. And the reason that I am here on this planet is that I was sent by a mining company, the Starfish Mining Company or Enterprise or something like that, to determine whether or not this planet has the ability to sustain a new civilization. Because I think our home planet is maybe like dying or already dead. So I was sent here with some like schematics and the ability to make new vehicles and structures and all of that to see whether or not this area could be built in. So I think my goal in this world is going to be to set up a colony where my people can sort of live and survive at. I don't know, I'm kind of just spitballing here. If you have any suggestions for world lore, please leave it in the comments down below. I'm definitely excited to see sort of how this world will kind of develop in the future. And by the way, we are at 10,000 blocks south now, and strangely enough, it also ends in a frozen ocean. That's kind of funny. I think, is that 3 directions so far that have ended in a frozen ocean? I guess west kind of did, only for a short while, but it was warm ocean over here. But yeah, so this is what we've discovered so far. Not a whole lot out here. Just want to make sure I'm not falling out of the sky. Yeah, this area right here definitely so far is my favorite area. Taking a look at this, I could definitely see a city built here. Some like this is definitely like a shipyard where we could load and unload like ships and stuff and tankers and all sorts of cool things. Maybe some factories up over in this area or something. I don't know. I'm already thinking about that area. So I think it is now time to head back to the north and head all the way north. I don't know. There is a little bit more I could explore. I kind of went off in a weird angle here, so I might try to just go straight north from here. Alright, and we're just about back at spawn once again, which means I think it's time to refuel. And again, we only used 6 buckets of lava, which is really not too bad. So taking a look at the map, we can see that we didn't explore much down in this direction. I did see next to that area that I was really liking that there was a mushroom island, which could be pretty good because hostile mobs can't spawn there, which means that we could actually set up some pretty cool like farms there. And so the last area really is just looking up north. And I think we are going to see some pretty cool things up north as well. We might find another potential candidate. There is pretty decent areas already that we've seen. However, this area is really hilly, but I don't think that that's going to be the best place to actually get set up. All right, let's get this show back on the road for the final sort of direction. This area is quite beautiful, actually. It's definitely very hilly, though, and there is actually a savanna, though, which means no rain, which is definitely a good thing. Sadly, though, is, yeah, I don't know if we can pass this mountain. We might have to go around. Yeah, we're just barely at the max here. I don't think I could pass. Maybe, but it might be a little too tight. There is a ton of calcite and iron and coal and emeralds in this mountain, though. It definitely might be worth coming through here with the mining machine sometime. Ooh, I have no idea how I managed to squeeze through there. That was really tight. I probably shouldn't have attempted that. Oh man, this area is really cool, though. Oh, it looks so cool. There's even a little mesa out here, and probably a small desert. Yeah, I haven't seen too many like warmer climate things here, so this is definitely worth at least picking up on the map. There's another mountain here that I definitely won't be able to pass. So we're at about 5,500 blocks traveled in this direction, and so far it is looking pretty cool. However, it is not very flat at all. Like, it is so hilly, it's really far up. We are looking, I do see some river down here now. Okay, and 10,000 blocks traveled in this direction. And surprisingly enough, it also ends in a snowy area. Not quite a frozen ocean, but close enough, I think. So we can take a look here. Yep, a pretty big ocean here. This island does look pretty interesting. I would like to explore it a little bit more in the future, but obviously I don't have a lot of time right now. The journey north was pretty kind of weird because of the mountains in the way. So it was a little bit hard to get like a straight path through here. Overall, I think it's a little bit too hilly out here. This could be a pretty good candidate though. But truthfully, this area right here has just got me hooked, honestly. I think this is what I'm going to be choosing. That's the area where we're going to be getting started and building our first colony. So now it's time for the arduous and long task of heading back home. Alright, I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time here in the mountain range. I'm just on my way back. The reason is because I'm actually going to need a ton of iron pretty soon. And there is a ton of iron up here, so might as well make some use of it. Oh wow, the backup of my world is already at 4 gigs. Yikes, that is not too great. It's mostly the distant horizons data, I do believe. But I definitely probably need to cull all of these chunks that I've generated today. Alright, and we are finally back home. It is moving day, and my first goal today is to move all of the items from these chests that are behind me, and we'll be moving all of these items into a single item vault that has a stock link, which means that we'll actually be able to interact with it and basically use it like any other storage system, like Applied Energistics or Refined Storage, that kind of thing. Now, this is new as of Create 6.0, I do believe. I have not actually messed with this yet. I have seen a few other people do this, such as I think Chosen and Mr. Beardstone. So definitely check out their videos on this subject, as I'm definitely not a subject matter expert on this at all. This is going to be my first time doing it. So for this system, the first thing that we're going to need is item vault. We're going to need a couple of stock links. Actually, I think we only need one of those. We need 2 packagers, a stock ticker, and a couple of chutes. And I think that's all of the components, at least from Create. So I'm going to start off by making these item vaults. I don't know exactly how many we're going to need. I think it's 9. Total length is 9. So 81, I do believe. That's definitely not 81. I definitely can't wait until I get a tree farm going. It's definitely not very fun going through and manually mining trees out. And we just make item vaults with a barrel and 2 iron sheets. It's really not too complicated. And yeah, I did do the math. We do need 81 for this. And now I'm just going to place all of these item vaults down. And we haven't really talked too much about item vaults in this series. Basically, they're just a super massive, like, multi-block storage system. So they can be as big as 3x3. And here we go. If you right-click them, it will place down 9 at a time. Here we go. And that is the max length right there. By the way, a vault of this size can hold 1,620 stacks, which is definitely an absolutely massive amount of items. So to make both the stock ticker and the stock link, a stock link is an item vault as well as a transmitter. And then the stock ticker requires a stock link. So we are actually going to need 2 more item vaults. So here we go. We can craft our stock links now and turn one into a stock ticker. I'm also going to want a barrel for the input and one for the output. Then next up, we need a packager. Now this is going to require a block of cardboard. To make a block of cardboard, you just need to craft 4 cardboard in a square like that. And to get cardboard, you need to make pulp. Pulp is just any sort of like sapling or a few of the other types of foliage with water inside of a mixer. So now that we have some pulp, we can go ahead and place it beneath our press, and that will make some cardboard. So now we just need to combine our cardboard like that, and we get our blocks of cardboard. Now we can create our packagers. We just need additional iron and redstone, and I'm just going to grab an extra andesite funnel, as well as we need 2 chutes for this. So we can start off by making the input first, which is definitely the easiest part of this. I'm going to place a barrel up here, a chute below, and an andesite funnel facing inwards. So that'll drop items here, and immediately they'll get sucked into the item vault. Super simple for getting items back into the system. The output is a little more confusing. I'm going to put a packager up here and one down here. I'll place a chute in between them and a barrel on the side of the packager. Next up, I'll place my stock linker right here, and that will create a new link network. Now with the stock link, we just right-click the stock ticker, and I'm going to put it right here, which will activate the packager. You'll know it's working when that little light right there is green. Next up, we need a seat as well as some sort of friendly entity. I'm going to use a villager for this. You can also use a blaze burner if you wanted to. So I'll just place that right in front of the stock ticker with the villager up top. And you'll know that this part is working because he gets a cool little green hat. And if we right click him, we get this cool little menu. This basically gives us access to all of the items inside of the vault. So for example, let's throw 25 cobblestone inside of the system. So that'll get sucked in there. Hopefully my backpack didn't grab that. If I right click the stock keeper now though, yep, we can see that it is there. And in order to pull the items out, we just need to shift click that. I think you can do one at a time as well if you just regular left click, sorry. And then we just send the request. That will activate the stock link, which will pull an item out from here. It will package it because this is a packager. It'll send it down into this packager, which will unpack the package. And then that will get sent into the barrel, or it should at least. There we go. If you right click the packager onto the item vault, it'll actually send the item right back into the item vault. So to fix that, I just shift right clicked it onto this barrel instead. So now that we have a super simple storage system, I think it's about time to grab all of my items from over here and put them over here. This is probably going to take a while. My items are super disorganized and I have a lot of them. And now that I've picked up all of my items, this area is completely cleaned out now. I moved all of my crate items inside of the vault as well. I'm going to leave probably the farm here just in case I do end up back at spawn. I can have a furnace, a crafting table, and a bed. And I'll leave these animals as well. I'm going to bring this system along with me as well, but I'll come back for that. I also have the mining boar out here as well. We're going to try to bring that. I want to bring it on the helicopter, but I do think it's going to be a little too heavy, but we'll still try it out. Speaking of bringing things on the helicopter, I want to turn this into a physics system now. Now, I am a little bit scared though, because there is a chance that this deletes all of my items. I do have a recent backup, so hopefully everything is fine. Let's go ahead and get this on. And okay, looks good so far. I need to probably re-get this guy on. Okay. Maybe I need to redo this. Okay. So I replaced the villager with a blaze burner, and that seemed to work a lot better. So yeah, this is all of our items in a mobile storage now, which is kind of crazy to think about. And now that my storage system is a physics entity, I want to do a little experiment with this. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but it's definitely going to be worth a try. If I try to line my ship up here, it might be a little bit too far, but I should be able to connect it up here. Okay. I'm a little far off to the left, but it should be okay. I can attach a rope to the bottom here. Let's see if this is too far or not. Oh, nice. Okay. So we have one attached. Now we can do this other side. Up on the front. Just gotta get there. There we go. Okay, nice. So I do have some winches here. Let's see. I think I need to shift right click. Here we go. And that should let me bring it up. Oh no, I think it's bringing my ship down. Okay, it's probably not strong enough. But we are also running pretty low right now, at pretty low speed, so we can still give it a try. Okay, it's kind of connected weirdly here. Hopefully that'll straighten itself out. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool. I need to get this as tight to the ship as possible, I think. So even if it pulls it down, it should be all right. Okay, nice. And it fits right in between the legs here, which is pretty cool. A little bit tighter here, I think. Okay, that's a little bit too tight. Let's add some slack there. And I think that's good. It's slightly off center, but I don't think there's anything I can do about that right now. Alright, so let's give this a test. Can I lift a vault up? Let's just go full speed. Oh yes, so easy. Oh wow. Honestly, it's a lot lighter than I thought it was. Nice. Oh, this is so cool. So what I'm gonna do now is just bring this to the new base location and then just drop it off, I guess. And we got all the way over here with no problems. It stayed exactly where it was. This is so cool. So I think what I'm gonna do is just place it down in the village or next to the village. I haven't decided exactly where I want to start building in this area yet, but we can figure that out later. I just want to get everything over here and moved in. Alright, and then now I guess I just need to lower it down. I want to make sure it goes down evenly so that it doesn't roll around. So we'll just go nice and slow, a couple blocks at a time. Almost done, I think. And that's basically on the ground. Yep, there we go. Nice. And then I guess, I mean, I need to detach it from both sides, I suppose. If I had my wrench on me... Oh, wait, my wrench is... okay, I'm gonna detach this side, too. It started lifting it up. I didn't think about how the extra weight was bringing it down. It is stuck in the air for now. Luckily, I have every single item that I own right here. Alright, so the next thing I want to take is the mining boar. And let's see, I think I'm about to land on it. This is going to be a little bit of a heavier duty test because I'm pretty sure that this thing is a lot heavier, so... Oh, I only have one rope winch. Alright, well, I'll have to deal with that in a second. I might have to borrow this one. Alright, I think that's a little bit more well-aligned here. I changed the engine speed to 132 instead of 144, and that's a lot better now. So we basically just want to do the exact same thing we did with the item vaults. Let's grab on there, good. And right there, nice. Okay. We might not even need to pull it in. Maybe we do anyway. Ooh, wow, okay. That really brought it down a bit. Let's try the other side. Nice. Alright, let's see if we can even lift this thing. Oh, okay. Not too bad, actually. Oh, wow. Ooh. Surprisingly, the weight is pretty well balanced. I can feel it. Overall, it doesn't seem too heavy, honestly. I'm very surprised, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, don't hit it off the cliff. You know, if I would have turned it around the other way and turned the drills on, I probably could have just mined out any mountains in our way. This might be one of the coolest things that I've ever done. Oh man, this is so awesome. Alright, and we can just set her down here. Possibly. It might drop it. Here we go. And we're back at spawn once again, and the next thing that I want to take with me is this lava tank. So I think what I'm going to do is just disassemble everything else around it, and then just carry the lava tank. I don't think we really need to, you know, attach all of these other components. I could do the lava cauldrons, but honestly, I think it's more worth it to just take these down. We are wasting a little bit of lava, but we have 432 buckets of lava, so it's really not too big of a deal. Alright, I tore it all down, and now I'm gonna glue this tank together and assemble it into a physics contraption. Hopefully all of the lava stays. Looks like it did. Good. And I think what will make this easier to actually transport, I'm actually just going to tip it over on its side, and that should work pretty well. Here we go. Nice. All right, and just get it lined up, and we can go ahead and connect it up as well. Here we go. And I only have one hand crank right now. I'm not sure what happened to my other one. But we can pull this up. Oh, it's pulling the Dragonfly down, I see. And we're good. Nice. All right, and touchdown. Nice. All right, let's get this detached. And I think there's only one thing left to bring over. And of course, the last thing that I want to move over is the first thing that we built here. The Jeep, I think is what I called it. Yeah, it's in a bit of disrepair right now. I took the tires for the mining bore just to make it be able to go up and down a little bit easier. I really haven't touched this thing, unfortunately, since I built it, basically. But yeah, we're gonna bring it anyway. And I think eventually I will give this thing the upgrade that it deserves. But for right now, we're just gonna attach it here and bring it to the new base location. Oh, and it looks like I completely forgot my hand crank. I think I broke it and then forgot to pick it up. Well, this should do, I guess. There we go. All right, and off we go. And now we have everything moved over to the new base location. I think I'm going to end the episode there for today. In the next one, we will begin to actually get set up in the world. We'll build our first sort of actual building in this world. I'm thinking some sort of workshop or like mechanic shop, something like that. Somewhere that we can work on vehicles and sort of have a little storage system set up and everything. I would also like to make some sort of airport, but that might be something we do later on. Anyway though, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.